I am quite a hairy girl, and I don't know if that is TMI, but you will never know because if you see me wearing shorts or a crop top, I am completely shaven. And if I'm not, then you'll see me in long sleeves and long pants. Hence the sweater. So to combat this hairiness, I have opted to get laser hair removal. I have tried this before and I'm doing it for my second time right now. Cause girl, when I tell you I'm tired of shaving, I'm tired. The clinic that I go to for my laser does a wide array of different types of cosmetic procedures, such as Botox, fillers. You could even get your veins removed if you don't like how they look, or do some laser skin rejuvenation to reverse the aging process to slow it down. And you can even get the O shot. I'm not gonna explain what that is because if you know, you know, but the thought of that just makes me shiver because a needle going down there, I can't handle that. The sheer number of procedures that they offer is quite interesting because I was thinking to myself, how can one person be an expert in all of that? Maybe all of the processes are very similar to one another because I don't really know it, so I'm like, hey, let me not say anything, but a little side eye. Anyway, so my friend, we're gonna call her Susan. So Susan goes to the same laser clinic that I go to. But tell me why the lady who does both of our laser treatments casually suggested to Susan that she should fix her face. She went on and on about how the most beautiful faces are proportionate. She was talking about this weird test where if you put your fingers like this and you put it on your face 3 times and it's all even, that means that you're beautiful and your face is proportionate. I'm gonna take my hat off. If my hair looks scary, don't be scared. So it's supposed to be like, I think it's 3, so it's like 1, 2, and I guess I'm ugly because my fingers do not. Maybe I'm ugly then. So basically this lady was calling my friend Susan ugly and saying that she could make her face even with the 3-finger test. I don't know what it's called. Susan obviously declined because she was like, F you, I'm not coming back here again. And obviously the lady who was doing our treatment, she didn't say it like that. She probably said it a bit nicer or tried to make it sound nicer, but the way Susan described it, she was ready to tussle with this lady. You want a tussle? And this is what I mean when I say that being a woman is hard. You go into the clinic for one thing, just to get the hair removed off your body, then boom, they're suggesting 3 different things you can do to improve your appearance, basically calling you ugly. And the worst part about this is that the beauty standard is always changing. Remember when fillers were the hottest thing? Everyone was trying to get a filler, trying to fill this, fill that, fill anything. Everyone was getting them. Instagram models, influencers, celebrities, even regular people were financing these procedures to be able to afford it. But that's the problem. It became too common. And when beauty stops being exclusive, then the industry has to move the goalpost again. Because for fillers, you can just go somewhere that's cheaper to get them done or finance them and pay every month or every 2 weeks. I don't know how it works. But with facelifts, they're more on the pricier side. I'm sure you can still finance them and do what you gotta do to get the procedure done. However, it's definitely more exclusive and not every surgeon can do it. And I wouldn't recommend going somewhere cheaper to get a facelift done because it seems like a more serious procedure versus getting filler. The second that regular people can afford a trend, it's considered no longer desirable. And just like that, we're back to chasing something that is completely unattainable for the average person. So let's talk about the rise of facelifts, which used to be something that only older people did, but now we're starting to see that age get lower and lower and lower. So by the end of this video, hopefully you can answer this question. Why are facelifts, something that was once seen as a procedure for older people, now becoming more popular with the younger generation? And what does this say about the never-ending war on aging? Let's get into it. Yeah. Part 1. The popularity of the Instagram face. I want to start off by saying that I myself was a victim of the Instagram face as well. I didn't go too extreme, but definitely I was trying to look cute. I was trying to be that girl. I was trying to be like an IG baddie. Honestly, up until like 2 years ago, I decided to stop because it was just too much work. I just realized that I would rather invest in looking good in real life versus having to spend hours on my phone just to face to my face to be considered an IG baddie. So I started doing less editing and more real maintenance, like buying proper makeup and also proper hair products like Kitsch to fix my fried hair. Their rice water protein shampoo and conditioner bar has definitely been a lifesaver because literally when I'm telling you my hair was fried, it was fried. I put too much heat on my hair, I dye my hair a lot, and also a lot of buildup, so I just needed something that was gonna save my hair before it fell off, and I'm very happy that I stumbled upon these products. The protein strengthens your strands, which is great for me because I do dye my hair a lot, so my strands be a little bit limp. And under my braids, of course, I want my hair to be strong. So that's why I'm really happy with how the protein rice water has helped my hair look alive and feel more healthier. I don't go to the salon a lot because honestly, I'm just traumatized because I have not had the best experiences with salons, but I didn't realize that my hair was over moisturized. So using these bars has helped my hair be more balanced. The bars also lather very well. It's very soapy and I just love a good soap. I just love smelling good. And I keep mine in a self-draining caddy, which is honestly great because it's literally labeled too. It says shampoo, conditioner, body, and this is the kojic acid, which is also from Kitsch. Very good. Great for hyperpigmentation if you have any issues with that. And the price is actually not bad at all. It's around $11 for one bar, or you can get the set for $21. But if you use my link down below, it's even cheaper. So you're saving a lot of money for great hair products. Kitsch also ships to over 90 countries, and there is a subscription option if you want to save more and just never run out. And after using their shampoo and conditioner bars, I honestly wanted to try more of their products because I was like, wow, it actually is working and it looks good. So I even tried their hair perfume. This is Warm Sugar. I love putting perfume in my hair, but I noticed that this hair perfume lasts longer. So maybe because it's designed for hair, that's why it lasts longer. I don't know, the technology, the science behind it. This just feels amazing when I'm already using a product that they reach out to me. So honestly, I cannot say enough good things about this brand. You can just use my link in the description box. The 25% auto applies at checkout, so you don't need to worry about putting in no code. So as I was saying before, I have not been obsessed with looking like an IG baddie for a long time, just because I'm tired, it's a lot of work, and ain't nobody got time for that. But for years, and actually I would say decades, yeah, maybe decades, but just for a long time, beauty has been marketed as something that you can buy into. All you have to do was pay for the right procedures, and you yourself could look like all of these other Instagram models and have that IG baddie aesthetic and just have the IG face. But what is the IG face? What is the Instagram face? Well, this beauty standard can be summed up into one word, which is big, or over the top. Over the top. You know what I mean? Big plump lips were popular, big cheeks that are high, also big, long, thick lashes too. That was the tea. And you can't forget the Instagram eyebrows, those thick eyebrows that are nicely shaped. It's sharp, you know what I'm saying? If you touch the eyebrow, you're gonna cut your finger because that's sharp. So it's a look that relies on enhancements, not just makeup, but also injectables, contouring, and add-ons. Also, buccal fat removal was quite popular around this time, and I feel like that fits into the Instagram face. This beauty standard in no way, shape, or form was supposed to look natural. You were supposed to look expensive and hyper feminine in a very artificial way. The Instagram face is the same thing as the baddie aesthetic. Those two terms, in my opinion, are interchangeable because people would always call the baddie aesthetic the IG baddie aesthetic, referring to IG, which is Instagram. I have a full videos about baddie, so make sure you check that out after you watch this video. But as you can see, literally everything is connected. A lot of celebrities were embracing this look during the 2010s, and I brought up the Kardashians in my past videos, but I have to mention them while talking about the baddie aesthetic because they were literally the pioneers for this trend. They did not start this trend, but they popularized it for sure. After all, Kylie, Kim, and Khloe are part of the top 10 most followed Instagram accounts in the world. And I believe Kylie takes 4th place. So they clearly have a lot of influence because millions, hundreds of millions of people are invested and interested in their lives. They want to know their beauty routine, their skincare routine, their workout routine, any type of routine because they want to live the lives of these ladies. I mean, who wouldn't? These ladies are beautiful, they have a lot of money, it looks like they're living a very lavish, comfortable lifestyle, and also they date other high-profile celebrities. I mean, not everyone obviously wants that, but a lot of people do want that. So that's why the Kardashians have a really strong appeal. But the thing about the Kardashians is that they have cherry-picked features from marginalized communities such as plump lips, exaggerated curves, hyper-contoured faces, and have turned them into trends, creating millions for themselves. There is a reason why the beauty industry is worth billions and why the Kardashians are rich as fuck. And even though these ladies have received their fair share of criticism, they still hold a lot of power, especially when it came to shaping the beauty standard. After all, when they were introduced to us in 2007, they had this ethnic look that made people very interested in them. And this was interesting around this time for the media because I guess they were not used to seeing white people have features that are not associated with whiteness, if that makes sense. And of course, all white people don't have the same features. I don't think I have to say that, but some of y'all like to tussle. So I'm just trying to let you know. I know that all white people don't look the same. Well, I'm joking. It's a joke. Anyway, so after Kim Kardashian, back in 2007, I believe, or 2006, around that time, when she had her sex tape leaked with Ray J, ever since then, it's been up for her. Literally up. Still to this day, I find it so interesting how Kim Kardashian was able to use something like that, like a sex tape, to launch her career. And not only launch it, to sustain it for over a decade. Like, that's crazy. And I just wonder, if Kim will look different, would she have been able to start a career off of something like that? That's just some food for thought. Kim's big booty was the focus of the Kardashian show in the beginning. Back when she was introduced to us first in 2007 with her sex tape, obviously her body, like, people could see that. I mean, I never watched it, so I don't know how much we can see, but I'm assuming it's a lot. Then on top of that, in the first episode of the Kardashian show of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, her family's making fun of her butt that's so big.
She's like got the jiggles. Mom, she's always had an ass. Where did this come from? Well, a little cardio.
I feel like they did that on purpose. Like, I said that in one of my other videos, but I feel like they did that on purpose. They made her booty a big part of her brand early on. At that time, and still to this day, I would say, big booties are associated with Black women. So the media seeing a big booty on someone who's not Black, they're like, whoa, like, what's going on here? Kim's body's transformation literally changed the way women approached beauty in the 2010s as she popularized the slim, thick look, which led to the rise of BBLs. BBL Tracy. BBL is a Brazilian butt lift, if you did not know, but I'm sure you should know by now because it's quite popular. Well, it was. It's kind of going downhill now. But during the rise of BBLs, during the 2010s, this surgery looked ridiculous. Not on everyone though, but some people were just focused on the size of their booty and not thinking about proportions, and it just looked weird. If your legs do not match your booty, it's gonna look off and it's gonna look like you got plastic surgery done. However, if you have thicker legs and you have a thicker booty, it makes more sense, or just it looks more realistic because everything's like proportionate. So it can be done right, but I've just seen quite a bit that just don't make sense at all. And whoever did them needs to have their medical licenses revoked, because hell no, oh hell no, oh bye. Kim has influenced millions with this aesthetic, including a lady named Jennifer. Jennifer has spent a decade and nearly $600K transforming herself to look like Kim Kardashian. Thankfully, now she has realized that she was trapped in the cycle of body dysmorphia and cosmetic addiction, so she's spending another $120K trying to reverse all of it. Her story is a real-life cautionary tale about the dangerous grip that beauty standards and the Kardashians have on women today. Jennifer started her transformation back in 2010, the peak of the early Kardashian fame. And back then, the Kardashians were redefining beauty standards in real time. And for Jennifer, this look wasn't just aspirational, it became an obsession. She has had over 40 cosmetic procedures, which include 3 nose jobs, 8 surgeries to enlarge her butt, and countless fillers, tweaks, and implants to look more like Kim. But it has worked because Jennifer has gained over 1 million followers on Instagram. She was also profiled in international magazines and became a walking billboard for the Kardashian aesthetic. But the fame, money, and validation was not enough because happiness never followed. For years, Jennifer kept going underneath the knife, trying to chase an ideal that she could never fully reach. Now she does admit that she was addicted to cosmetic procedure. She said, "I was putting filler in my face like I was in the supermarket." And that's the trap of modern beauty culture. The industry profits off a woman's insecurities, and then when the standard changes, it leaves them behind. At first, having huge lips and an exaggerated hourglass made Jennifer feel powerful. But as the Kardashians began reversing their own work, removing their implants, removing their BBLs, dissolving filler, and pivoting to a more natural beauty standard, Jennifer was left looking like a relic of a fading trend. And that's when she realized she didn't even recognize herself anymore. Of course, Jennifer's story is more on the extreme side, and we cannot put all the blame on the Kardashians for the lengths she went to look like them, but there are millions of other stories like Jennifer's, but just not as extreme. And it's just so interesting that now that the Kardashians are reducing their work and slimming down and removing everything, now she wants to follow suit. I just hope that Jennifer is not reversing all of her cosmetic work just because the Kardashians are. I also want to mention too that the way the Kardashians were treated by the media definitely influenced their popularity and appeal to the masses. Even though people have criticized the Kardashians, a lot of people still looked up to them or found them beautiful. And on top of that, these ladies were dating high-profile celebrities. They're dating athletes, singers, musicians, designers. Have they dated a designer? I don't know, but they have dated a lot of high profile people. So this sent the message to millions of women like, hey, if you look like this, if you look good, if you have a nice hourglass figure, a big booty, nice plump lips, clear skin, and you're slaying, you can have a life like me. You can have millions like I do. You can have a perfect life. That's the message that it was sending, because the Kardashians were being rewarded for looking the way that they looked. And all you had to do to look like these ladies was just to go under the knife. They never said that explicitly. They never told you, hey, get a BBL. Instead, they would tell you to buy their product so you can look like them. But in reality, they were going under the knife and getting procedures and then trying to lie about it, which is another issue that I have with them. The day that Kylie Jenner admitted that she got lip filler back in 2015, the internet searches for this procedure spiked by 3,233%, and teen lip injections shot up almost overnight. If that ain't influence, I don't know what the hell is. Filler, if you don't know, it's an injectable treatment that adds volume, sculpts the face, and smooths out wrinkles. It's basically contour in a syringe. And many people get it for different reasons. You can get it on your lips to make your lips more plump. You can get it on your cheeks to give you that high cheekbone look, that snatch look. You could also get it on your jawline and chin to make your face more sculpted, or also your under eyes to get rid of hollowness. And you could get it on your nose as well to fix bumps without surgery. On Instagram, I asked a couple of you guys your experiences with getting different cosmetic procedures, and it was a great chat. So thank you so much to everyone who answered my questions. It definitely helped making this video. And one of you told me, we're gonna give you the name Kathy. Completely anonymous. That's not her actual name. Kathy told me that she got lip filler with hyaluronic acid. Hopefully I'm saying that right, girls. I do not care. But she got it about a year ago because she was insecure about the size of her lips, especially her upper lip. She didn't like how it looked. She just felt that it wasn't the way she wanted it to be. Prior to getting the filler, she wasn't scared, but she was mostly scared about what people would say about her for getting it. She was worried that people would call her beauty fake because it wasn't natural. She was getting enhancements to make her lips look the way she wants it to look. This was interesting, but also sad, because it shows you the position that the media, society, and beauty standards put women in. They uphold features that are deemed desirable, and they reward you for looking good and fitting into those features. However, if you go and decide to get cosmetic work done to match these features, the same people can turn around and tell you, oh, girl, you fake, that's gross, that's this, that's that. So it's like, what do y'all expect us to do? Like, do you want us to have fake booties or no? I also want to add that Kathy was 18 years old when she got this done. I believe she just turned 18, so it was, freshly 18, which is a quite young age to start messing with your face and body, but I do understand why she would have wanted to do it. As I've said many times, the younger you are, the more impressionable you are. Even though I will say that the beauty standards definitely don't only affect younger women, it also affects older women. I might even argue and say that it affects older women more. Just because once you hit 30, 40, they're like, damn, you old. You should not do anything. You should not live your life. Like, that's what it's given. Actually, let's argue about this on Instagram. So over on my Instagram, I love to ask you guys some questions to keep you involved in my videos, and it also gives me good insight to see where your headspace at. So let's see what you guys have to say. Which group has it harder when it comes to self-esteem? So 64% of you guys said that both Gen Z and older generations have a hard time when it comes to self-esteem. I can agree, because beauty standards hit different at every age. When you're young, you're dealing with social media filters, Facetune, and also influencers setting an impossible beauty standard. But when you're older, society straight up tells you that your value declines as you age. But this mostly applies to women. Society does not act like men are expired once they hit the age of 30, but they love to do that to women. And 27% of you guys think that Gen Z has it worse. This answer also makes sense too, because being on social media 24/7 means you're more likely to compare yourself 24/7. Because back in the day, the only person you're comparing yourself to is the prettiest girl at your school. But now you're being compared to Bella Hadid or some AI generated baddie in 4K. Like, you literally can't escape. Then only 4% of you guys said that the older generation has it worse, which is interesting. I feel like self-esteem is definitely tied to aging, just because we all are going to age eventually. However, aging is so frowned upon, and when you're able to defy aging and look young, you get praised for that and rewarded for that. And women over 40 have talked about feeling invisible and just about anti-aging culture in general, because it's just so prominent. I don't know if they have it worse, but they definitely have it hard. It's definitely not easy for them as well. Then 5% just said neither. So that's a slay, period, to each their own. Thank you guys so much for participating in this poll. I'm gonna have more in this video, so don't you go nowhere so you can be part of the poll discussions. period. And you can also check me out on Instagram, NK's World with 2 Ds, because one's not enough. Anyways, let's keep going with the video. Honestly, I might take this off because I feel like it looks scary. Do I look scary? Let me know. Please just tell me. Honestly, I think it's fine. My hair is a little bit like not cute, but it's okay. So since we've talked about the rise of filler for a bit, let's talk about Botox real quick because they're similar but not the same thing. Plus, in 2018, when filler rose 20%, Botox also rose 18%, so clearly there's some connection between them. Botox is a cosmetic treatment that uses botulinum toxin to temporarily paralyze muscles and smooth out wrinkles. It's one of the most popular non-surgical cosmetic procedures in the world. Botox works by blocking the nerve signals to the muscles, which prevents them from contracting. So this helps to reduce wrinkles and fine lines. Some people get Botox on their foreheads because you can get some wrinkles there. They also use it to treat crow's feet, which are fine lines that form on the outer corners of your eyes. If you smile, they can show up here. I personally think that they're cute. I feel like it adds character to the smile. It makes your smile look real. If that makes sense. When I see the before and after pictures of people correcting their crow's feet, I feel like they looked amazing before it. They still look good after, but to me, the smile looks more happier when they have the crow's feet versus after they get the Botox and they have no crow's feet. Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I don't have it that I'm saying this, but I think it looks great. Also, Botox can help with deep frown lines if you have any that would form around here. My friend, she has deep frown lines and she has been talking about wanting to get Botox to fix it, but I keep telling her, no, like leave it, you slay. I just tell her that it's a testament to how beautiful life is because that means she's always happy, she's always smiling. So that's why she has those frown lines. But it's interesting that they call them frown lines, but I feel like you mostly get it when you smile because like repeated facial expressions cause these wrinkles to form, because if you keep smiling, if you keep doing these facial expressions, over time the lines start to form even though you're not doing the facial expression, but that just comes with age. And I've even seen some people give advice on limiting your facial expressions so you don't get wrinkles when you're older. But to me, that's not living, that's not life. If I want to smile, have fun, frown, or whatever, I want to do that without worrying about aging myself. Like that's a type of stress and type of I do not even want to deal with. Child, I don't know. It's stressful out here. I do not want no Botox in my face. I don't even see myself doing it when I'm older, if I'm being honest, because child, anybody got time for that. I don't like needles. Botox can also lift and contour areas of your face, and it also prevents new wrinkles from forming. Hence why we see a lot of younger people being encouraged to get Botox to prevent future wrinkles. Just that sentence alone is sad, but we'll talk about that more later in this video. Not only can you use Botox for aesthetic purposes, but you can also use it for medical concerns. It can treat things like migraines or even excessive sweating. And I know quite a few people who do suffer from excessive sweating because normally when you're hot, your nervous system sends signals to your sweat glands to start sweating, and that's your body's way of cooling down. But if you have hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating, your nerves are overactive and are basically telling your sweat glands to go into overdrive, even when it's not that hot. So that's when Botox comes in because it helps with that. When Botox is injected into the area that sweats a lot, like your underarms, your palms, or your forehead, it blocks the release of acetylcholine, which is basically the messenger that tells your sweat glands to turn on. So in simple terms, no message, no sweat. But it's not magic. It's not like Botox stops all sweating. It only stops the sweating in the places that you inject it into. So if you inject it into your armpits, you're still gonna sweat everywhere else. I know a few people who have gotten Botox for this reason, and it has helped because excessive sweating is not really good because it also comes with a smell, and the smell is definitely not good. Another thing that Botox helps with is jaw clenching. I actually had a chat with one of you who had this procedure done, so we're gonna call her Jane. So Jane shared her experience of getting masseter Botox with me, and I feel like it's a perfect example of how beauty procedures can affect with your self-perception. So Jane got masseter Botox. I really hope I'm saying that right, masseter, but she got the Botox that you would inject around your jaw area because she didn't like that her jaw was uneven. She even became obsessed with inverting her pictures just to see the asymmetry with her face, which I'm sure some of you may have already done that if you feel like your jaw or face is uneven, especially when we had that TikTok trend where it was flipping your face back and forth to show if your face was even or not. I'm sure a lot of people have obsessed over things like this due to social media, because social media definitely makes us hyper aware of things that we before would not have even noticed. When you get Botox for jaw clenching, it's injected directly into your masseter muscle to help relax it. Jane Jane said that the pain was about a 3 out of 5, so not bad at all. The recovery was super quick, but she just couldn't lie down for 4 hours after getting it done. But overall, Jane was happy with the results. It did what it was supposed to do, and it helped her feel more confident. But this type of Botox only lasts around 4 months, I believe. So if Jane wants to do it again, but she is not sure if she wants to do it again, she would have to get it done in March, which is either this month or next month, depends on when this video is posted. But the problem is that this is quite expensive. I mean, it's cheaper than facelifts, but it is still expensive. She had to pay around 1,000 USD for her Botox. So it's not something that you should keep doing regularly if you can afford it. But here's where things get interesting with Jane's story. When she looked back at old pictures of herself, she realized that she was being dramatic. She said that she looked fine in her older pictures before she got the Botox, and she realized that she was being way too hard on herself. She's not sure if she's gonna get it again, but if she does, it would be when she's older, because she got her Botox right after her 20th birthday, so still quite young. She feels that it was unnecessary, but she's glad she did it because it was a good learning experience for her. Jane's story is a perfect example of how beauty standards and social media loves to make us think that certain things are flaws, when in reality, they're not flaws at all. It's easy to fixate on something so much to the point where you think you need to get a procedure done to fix it, but then when you get it, you realize that you're fine after all, and maybe you didn't need it in the first place. But honestly, I get it. A couple months ago, I posted a video of myself on TikTok. I don't even know what I was doing in the video. I think I was just trying to have fun being weird. And someone commented Natalie Nunn under the TikTok. And I was like, what the heck? Who's Natalie Nunn? I don't know what the comment meant. I was confused. But then a couple months go by and Lil Uzi Vert, did I say his name? Lil Uzi Vert? Yes, Lil Uzi Vert. He dropped a song with Nicki Minaj titled Endless Fashion. And Nicki's part on the song is pretty popular on TikTok. And she says in the song, even if my name was Natalie Nunn, you people still couldn't chin check me. And that's when I realized that, oh, people make fun of Natalie Nunn because she has a long chin. So that person was calling my chin long. Oh, I was like, damn, like, is my chin really that long? Girl, when I told you I went in the mirror, I was looking at my chin a little bit, inspecting it. I was like, what's going on? Is my chin actually too long? The annoying part of the whole thing is that before I read that comment, I never looked at my chin like that, ever. I was never paying attention to it, which just pisses me off. When I catch that person who commented that, when I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you, your butt could. But it's okay now. I don't care anymore. I like how my chin looks. I only looked at my chin for maybe like a week or 2 weeks after that comment. I like how I look, period. No one can tell me anything else. If you try, I'm gonna beat you up. You wanna fight, you wanna tussle? It's just so interesting, but also sad at how quickly that can happen. And I know not everyone thinks the way I do, so it's very easy for people to let that thought linger longer than 2 weeks. Maybe it lingers for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then boom, you're deciding to get your chin fixed because you think that it's too long. One day you're fine, and the next day you're zooming in on your chin, your jawline, your hip dips, your nose, your eyes, your lips, your forehead wrinkles, and suddenly you're considering Botox filler. And now, facelifts? Part 2. The facelift epidemic. For the longest time, facelifts were seen as something that only older people did, like your mom's rich friend or that one celebrity that seemingly looked refreshed overnight. But now, more and more young people have been getting facelifts. In 2019 alone, almost 6,000 patients who got facelifts were under the age of 54, making up 34% of all facelifts done in that year. So what's going on? Why are younger people deciding to get facelifts? So we've seen a push for a more natural look when it comes to beauty. A lot of celebrities, they're downsizing their enhancements. Most notably, a lot of BBLs have been getting reduced. The Kardashian clan, their booties have reduced. And of course, we noticed that because their butts, especially Kim's, was a big part of her brand when she first captured our attention. Kylie Jenner recently, was it recent? I think it was last year, on the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she said that she's on a journey to remove her fillers. Blac Chyna has also documented her process with dissolving her fillers as well. And she started doing this around March 2023. And in her latest update, she pointed out that some of the filler had migrated to her mouth, which is something that does happen with filler. It can shift over time. But it's just not the face fillers. Blac Chyna has also had her breast implants reduced and her BBL removed. She felt like it wasn't flattering anymore, and she wanted to go back to how she originally used to look. So as you can see, the overfilled, ultra snatched, waist snatched, face snatched, hair snatched look of the 2010s is officially out. But now we are dealing with something else. Facelifts. Lindsay Lohan is an American actress, singer, and former child star who became one of the most famous faces of the early 2000s. She was Hollywood's it girl, known for her acting talent, her party girl reputation, and multiple career comebacks. She was the face of teen Hollywood, beautiful, talented, and effortlessly cool. So as her fame grew, her party girl reputation grew as well. She became a tabloid favorite, constantly getting photographed partying with other celebrities like Paris Hilton and even Britney Spears during the 2000s. But her career started to suffer due to multiple DUIs and arrests. She had a lot of legal issues with violating probation and theft accusations, and she was also reported to be unreliable on set. So by the late 2000s, she went from being an A-list celebrity to being a Hollywood cautionary tale. Since then, Lindsay has made several attempts to reclaim her career, and I feel like she is having the most success now, but not because of her acting, but because of how she looks. I know she was having issues with partying and DUIs and drugs, which most likely affected her appearance, and I'm pretty sure she has stopped partying and doing drugs and all that type of stuff. So one could say that, oh, her face has changed because she stopped partying and drinking too much alcohol and doing all those drugs. But I don't really believe that. How can your face go from looking a certain way to looking like that just because you stopped taking drugs and stopped taking alcohol? I have to do a little bit of side-eyeing. And this is not confirmed, but a lot of people have speculated that Lindsay has gotten a facelift. And on top of that, during the 2000s and 2010s, there is some speculation that Lindsay has gotten fillers in her face. I'm assuming she has also got her fillers reduced or dissolved, so that probably makes sense why she looks different now, but I feel like there's more stuff going on. But this is just my speculation. I could be wrong, because if we fast forward to 2024, Lindsay looks like she has aged backwards. She looks different, and people have said that she has gotten a facelift. She has not denied or confirmed this to my knowledge, so we really don't know. Another celebrity who has been praised for aging backwards is Christina Aguilera. She was one of the biggest pop stars of the late 90s and early 2000s, and she was often compared to Britney Spears. I remember when I saw videos and photos of Christina circulating on the internet, and I was surprised because she did look quite different. Yes, she lost weight, but her face just looked different. She looked snatched, as if she aged backwards. There has been speculation that Christina has used Ozempic to lose weight. She has denied this, so do as you will with that information, but there's also been rumors that she has gotten cosmetic work done on her face. It's interesting that these two ladies have seen a resurgence in their careers, but not for their talent, but because of how they look. And people say that pretty privilege is not a real thing. In fact, I read this really interesting article that said attractive people earn more money. They call it beauty premium, where attractive people earn more wages than people who are considered not attractive. So in appearance-based industries like sales, hospitality, media, better looking employees often perform better due to customer preferences. Attractive people look more trustworthy and friendly compared to unattractive people. This was one of the findings in this research. Countries like Germany, China, and Czech Republic show higher beauty premiums, while places like the UK and Australia penalize unattractive people, which is interesting to know. If you live in any of those countries, share your experiences down below, please. So now everyone thinks that celebrities are opting for facelifts now, but keeping everything hush-hush to gatekeep this procedure. In the past, people would wait until their 60s or even 70s to get a facelift, basically letting aging run its course and then try to reverse 20 plus years of aging in one go. But the problem with that, according to plastic surgeons, is that the more aging you have to reverse, the more unnatural it looks. So now younger people are seeing facelifts as something that is preventative, not corrective. Instead of doing dramatic transformations, they're getting subtle and smaller tweaks here and there, so the results look natural and gradual over time. Think of it as anti-aging maintenance rather than damage control. So I got this information from the American Association of Plastic Surgeons, so just keep that in mind because they obviously have an incentive to tell us, hey, you should get surgery earlier because you can make it look more natural. Another reason why younger people are deciding to get facelifts earlier is because the recovery time. When you're older, it takes your body longer to recover, but when you're younger, it's going to be an easier recovery. Plus, younger skin bounces back better, so the facelift doesn't look as tight when you get it. And we've also got mini facelifts trending. So it's basically a diet version of the full facelift. It's less invasive, smaller incisions, and half the recovery time. So instead of pulling the whole face, a mini facelift targets certain areas of your face. It could be your jaw, your eyebrows or whatever, but it doesn't pull up the full face, just certain areas. It's basically a way to keep everything lifted without doing the full Hollywood facelift. This has made facelifts way more appealing and accessible to people in their 30s, 40s, even some people in their 20s. For years, people relied on Botox and filler to help them stay young and look youthful, but now we're seeing a shift away from that, especially since we see a lot of celebrities dissolving their filler and saying that they're embracing their natural beauty, but girl, don't lie to us. But on top of that, I haven't seen the best information about filler out there. I see a lot of articles say that filler can migrate and move to different areas of your face, which is definitely not appealing. And over time, filler can make your face look bloated, heavy, and just unnatural looking. This is what people call pillow face or filler fatigue. And people actually made fun of Madonna for having pillow face at one of the award shows just because her face looked a little puffy. Also, I don't know if you guys remember that one viral photo on Twitter, and it was basically this woman. It looked like she had freshly gotten filler in her face because everything was not settled in. And she made a video of herself. I believe she posted it to her YouTube page. Someone saw it and they took a screenshot of it, posted it on Twitter, and it went completely viral. I believe this happened around 2018, and this lady was actually Molly May. She's 25 years old right now, so she would have been 20 when that video and photo went viral. So Molly May is a British influencer, reality TV star, and businesswoman who gained widespread fame after appearing on Love Island UK in 2019. She was a runner-up on the show. Since then, she has built a successful career as a social media influencer, entrepreneur, and creative director. However, that photo Molly going viral was a wake-up call to herself. She realized that she was doing too much filler on her face and she didn't even need it. So it's been 5 years since that photo went viral and she has completely dissolved her fillers. And she definitely looks amazing now. She is slaying, and I'm happy that she had that wake-up call to see that she doesn't need all that in her face. She's super young, she looks amazing, she's beautiful. There is no need to be putting all that excess filler. And she actually, in my opinion, looks younger, more youthful now that she has dissolved her filler. So as we can see, a lot of people are dissolving their fillers and just going for a more natural look. So right now we are witnessing a shift in beauty standard. Now it's get work done, but don't make it obvious. So instead of getting constant filler touch-ups, some people are switching to facelifts because the results last longer and look more natural over time. Did I explain what a facelift is? Did I? I don't think I did. Let me explain to you. So a facelift is a cosmetic surgery designed to make the face look younger by reducing sagging skin, smoothing out deep wrinkles, and reshaping the contours of the face. A neck lift is also done at the same time to remove excess skin and fat from the neck. So during a facelift, a flap of skin is lifted. The underlying muscles and tissues are tightened. Any excess skin is removed. The goal really is to create a more defined and youthful appearance, but it won't fix fine lines, sun damage, or skin texture issues. Those require other treatments like lasers, peels, or injectables. But facelifts are serious surgeries, and of course they come with their own risks, such as scarring. The incisions are usually hidden around the ears and hairline, but sometimes they may be bigger than you want. Nerve damage is another one too, which is temporary or permanent loss of sensation or muscle movement. Hair loss is another one. Some people can lose hair around the incision sites. And skin loss is another risk as well, but it is a rare one. And facelifts are not a quick little procedure. It's not no filler that you can doop and leave. Like, nah. It takes around 3 to 6 hours to complete and takes weeks of healing. Here's what to expect if you decide to get one. So immediately after is going to be a lot of swelling, a lot of bruising. You're going to experience mild pain and have bandages wrapped all around your face. So after the first few days, drains may be placed under your skin to remove fluid buildup, and cold packs can also be placed on your skin to help reduce the swelling. After a week, stitches are removed and the swelling starts to go down. After 3 to 4 weeks, most of the swelling and bruising should go down around this time, but you will still be healing internally. Then after 3 months or even more, then the final results start to kick in. So you do have to wait a while for everything to finally heal and get back to how it was before. But it's important to note that the results of facelifts are not permanent. Aging will continue, and most facelifts, if it's done by a proper professional, should last around 10 years before the sagging continues or resumes. But it's considered less work than fillers because you do the facelift once and you're good for roughly 10 years. And I believe filler never actually goes away. That's why people have to get filler dissolved if they want to get it off their face. But I wanted to see y'all's thoughts on facelifts. So So on Instagram, I asked, do you think facelifts will become normalized like lip filler? So based on the results, it seems like a lot of y'all think that facelifts are already normalized, but on the low skis, as 37% said that they already are, but people just don't admit it. And I can see why, because celebrities, influencers, regular people, they're getting subtle work done and just saying that, oh, I snatched my ponytail back, or it's my good skincare. Ma'am, you got a facelift. Don't play. Then 32% of you guys said that yes, in the next couple of years, facelifts will become more normalized. I can see this too, because before, lip filler was something that was seen as taboo, but now it's so common. I can see facelifts following in the same path, especially the mini facelifts for younger people. I can definitely see that. The way that people hate wrinkles, it's crazy. And we saw that with the Sephora Kids trend. I actually made a video about that, so you can check that out. But with the Sephora Kids, all these kids were obsessed with anti-aging and they're literally like 12 years old. It's crazy, but we are definitely starting to see everyone trying to prevent aging, and look where it's getting us. 25% said that facelifts may become popular, but only in Hollywood. If I told you 10 years ago that high schoolers would start getting lip fillers, you'd probably not believe me. You'd be like, what the heck? But here we are. And then 5% said that nope, facelifts are way too extreme. I can also see this point as well, because facelifts are more of a commitment. You have to take time off work, you have to rest for weeks, even months to see the final results, but filler, you just boop, and like you're Gucci. But the bottom line, it seems like facelifts are more common than people are willing to admit. And with the obsession with looking natural but perfect, I wouldn't be shocked if they became as routine as Botox within the next decade. Part 3. Beauty is meant to be exclusive. I had to ask y'all another question on the gram, sorry not sorry, because I just wanted to know your opinion on this. So I asked, how do you feel about celebrities and influencers dissolving their filler and going natural? Based on the results, it looks like a lot of y'all are not buying it. Y'all are not with it. 44% of you guys think that straight up it's ironic, considering that celebrities made fillers popular in the first place. It is funny because they did influence a lot of people to start getting filler, and I'm sure these celebrities have made millions off of that, and now they're acting like they've seen the light and that they're trying to go natural now. Meanwhile, regular folks who follow their lead now have to stick with these consequences or pay up to get everything dissolved. But even to reverse all the filler and to get things dissolved, it's still not cheap. And 36% said it's fake, they're just following a new trend. And that new trend is natural, but not actually natural. These celebrities aren't against these enhancements. They're just tweaking their look to match what's trending. Only 13% said that it's great and that these celebrities are setting a better example now. And I can see this argument and I understand why some people may feel that way, but girl, I don't see it that way, especially since they've already made their millions off of pushing these looks and making people insecure in the first place. It's hard to believe them. And then 6% just don't have an opinion, period. So overall, it just seems like most of you are not falling for this trap and you see right through it. Whether celebrities are dissolving their filler or getting more work done, they're always going to be one step ahead of the beauty standards, leaving everyone else to play catch up. Thank you so much for participating in these polls. It makes the video so interesting. So thank you so much. Y'all slay, period, poo. And if you want to be part of future discussions, make sure to check me out on Instagram and Case World with 2 Ds so we can kick it up there. But let's just talk about the prices of facelifts just for a quick second. The price varies because there are different facelifts out there. Also depends on the location, your skin condition, all those type of things. So these are just rough estimates. If you live in New York City, the average facelift costs $10K to $80K. Damn, that's a down payment on a house. Actually, is it even? Actually, no. I don't know if that's enough for a house. Then in San Francisco, it ranges from $10K to $50K. In LA, it's $7K to $15K. Then in Miami, it's $5,000 to $8,000, which is the most affordable out of all the cities I've mentioned. Filler and Botox are way more affordable than this, hence why it's more accessible and why more women have opted to get this procedure. But let me ask you this question, which I read from a great article. When have rich women ever wanted to look like regular women? When have wealthy people ever wanted to be associated with regular people? Rich people want to be surrounded by other rich people. They want access to things that the general public does not have access to. They like that exclusivity. For years, the beauty industry convinced women that they could buy their way into the beauty standard. Botox, fillers, non-invasive tweaks became a subscription service for maintaining attractiveness. Med spas popped up on every corner offering lip flips and cheek filler like there were Sephora samples. People started financing their cosmetic work like a car loan, just like monthly payments to keep up with it, because it is quite expensive. But when regular people can afford a beauty trend, it loses its exclusivity. The Instagram face was never supposed to be available for everyone. The same way that designer bags lose their value when everyone has a dupe, cosmetic work became a symbol of the middle class trying to look rich. Take a Gucci for example. It's still a designer brand, but it's so overexposed that it doesn't hold the same prestige as a Hermes does. Gucci is more accessible to the masses. I mean, I don't know if I would say that Hermes is the epitome of true luxury because people still get dupes for the Birkin bags. Those Birkin bags are expensive, but I would still say that Gucci is played out more. Everyone has them. Girl, even my parents have Gucci. Like everyone literally has Gucci. Exclusivity isn't just something that rich people care about. Everyone cares about it. Everyone wants it. I've had conversations with people who have told me that they don't want to buy Gucci, not because it's too expensive, but because everyone has it. It's too played out. They don't want to look like everyone else. Even though a pair of Gucci sneakers would cost them 2 months of their salary. Actually, maybe even 3 months or 4 months. Or they will avoid traveling to some place because it's too mainstream and instead opt for some place that's more exclusive, even though that exclusive destination is like triple the price of the country that was too mainstream. People care so much about looking rich or presenting themselves as wealthy that they'll rather spend more money and put themselves in debt to look like it. They'd rather travel to a place that not everyone can travel to because it's expensive just to show that they traveled there, to be like, hey, I got money. And that's the thing with the beauty standard now. Anyone can go and get a BBL. Heck, I can get a BBL. I can book an appointment right now to get a BBL and use my credit card to pay monthly to get a BBL. It's way too accessible now. And rich people in general, they don't want to look like us. And that's the entire point of beauty. It's supposed to be unattainable, which is why we're seeing a shift. The new standard isn't about looking obvious or extra or super snatched. It's about looking effortlessly perfect like you were born into wealth. And facelifts are becoming the ultimate flex. After watching this video, I hope you have been able to answer the questions I asked you earlier, that why are facelifts becoming popular for younger people and what this says about the war on aging. But thank you so much for being part of this discussion. You can check out other videos that are similar to this topic because it's a big topic. You can also check me out on Instagram where we can kiki it up there as well. You can message me there and you can also be part of future polls and be part of future videos. Thank you so much for making it till the end of this video. I appreciate you. I will see you all very soon. Bye.